Well, welcome back everyone to our online program on addiction and recovery, and we've been talking about figuring out what to do. A lot of people in early recovery struggle with this. We've been using these examples of like returning to school or getting a career, and lots of people in early recovery make these comments like, "Wow, geez, there's so many options. I just don't know what to pick," or, "Oh, I don't want to waste my time studying to become an architect if I find out at the end I don't really like it." And they just get so wrapped up in thinking about it that it's almost like they become frozen. So we're just giving some tips on that. And another one of the tips is to volunteer for something that you actually like. A lot of people in early recovery believe that volunteering is important, and we'll typically hear something along the lines of, "Well, I want to give back," and that's great. But the problem is for a lot of people in recovery is that, early in recovery, is that they don't really have a good sense of who they are. And so they want to volunteer for the sake of volunteering. In other words, they don't really care about what they volunteer for. Whether it's volunteering at the soup kitchen or at the senior center or something. As long as they can just volunteer, then they seem to be happy. But a much better approach is to think about this for a bit, right? And think about what it is that you're passionate about, or what's important to you, and then look to volunteer in that field. So if working with elderly people is important to you, then you might consider volunteering at the senior center. Because what happens to people who just volunteer for the sake of volunteering, or they volunteer, "Well, I think I'll volunteer, down at the soup kitchen because it's 2 blocks from my house. I can get there easy." Or, "I think I'll volunteer helping out the Boy Scouts because, my friend does it and he says it's good," right? Everything, this focus they put outside and not on the inside, on what they're personally passionate about. And this is a very good lesson, because it'll last longer, the work is more enjoyable, because you're actually doing something that resonates with you as a person. And people in early recovery, boy, they really struggle with this whole thing because they lack the self-awareness. So if you volunteer for something that actually interests you, it'll force you to think about, like, what am I passionate about? Who would I like to help out? Anyway, that's it for this program on our online program, and we'll be back next time with a new topic.